Welcome to another episode of Philosophy of Chillin. I'm your host, Download to Connect. And as you can see, I'm not by myself. So let me go ahead and pass it off so that these guests can introduce themselves.
Going on, King Noodle, aka Noodle, aka Mr. RB, aka the Brim Reaper itself. You know what I'm saying? We in this thing. Feel me?
For sure.
Shit, it's your boy Stony D, aka Mr. Stoner Bunch, SPM itself. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it.
For sure, man. And I know if y'all have been following this journey, these faces seem kind of familiar. And they might have came onto another platform, but they here on the Philosophy of Chilling today to tap into a whole nother type of conversation. So, as always, I don't really reveal the topic of the conversation until we're actually recording. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get into what we're gonna be talking about today. Um, Honestly, the last episode that I released was talking about consistency.
Right.
And it's really been something heavy on my mind only because everyone talks about it all the time.
That's true.
And I feel like what needs to be explained are the levels to consistency because on the surface level, yeah, someone can say, yeah, you showing up and doing what you do every day, that is your consistency. But as we all know, for individuals that have a long-term passion, it's not a every single day I'm doing these same things. It's I'm trying to make sure that I'm producing some type of output that's making the people around me that I'm trying to gravitate towards my projects or my vision or what have you. I'm trying to build some form of reliability, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Or, just some understanding of like, you can make sure or you can understand clearly that you're going to see me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's a couple layers I want to get into, but before all that, I just want to go ahead and reintroduce you. So yeah, you Mr. Brimless and everything else, but how did you get this name? How did you get this recognition? Like, go ahead, tell the people what's up.
Man, being with the Brimless thing, man, it's the Brimless, Brim Reaper, whatever y'all want to call it. You know what I'm saying? The man with no brim. Going viral. That really started it off. You know what I'm saying? Just being out, someone notice it. You know what I'm saying? That just comes from you trying something different. So since I decided to try something different, I got noticed. Someone thought it was cool, and then a million people seeing it one day. So then it just kind of went from there. Now everybody kind of still want to like, oh, this look like this, or oh, this is this, or this cool, or how'd you come up with this? How you make this? You know, and then I just thought, man, I might as well make a name for it. You know what I'm saying? And the name just kind of stick right there at that point, the Brim Reaper. So y'all never gonna see me with a brim on for real. That's basically what that is. They ain't gonna never see me with a brim on. And I'm gonna keep it that way.
Facts.
Keep it that way.
So going into that story a little bit, how did you even think to just take the brim off and try that style? And then what have you been trying to build around it as far as your projects and everything else?
So like the way this came about was just on a regular little day, we geeking, you know. Folk just watching TV and the random thought come in my partner head, Dank head. I was with Dank. He was like, yo, what if we cut the brim off a hat? And then I'm like, that do sound like something different. That do sound kind of cool. Wonder what that would look like for real, you know? Day later, I tried. It looked like this. And this was literally, honestly, this is the first one that I made. Just to let y'all know, this is the first brimlet that I made. And I never looked back. Never thought to look back. I feel like this feels like a glove on your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's what hats are, but the way this one is different because there's no brim. It's like literally just a glove on your head. Like, I was calling it a black yarmulke, or
sure.
AKA a dende cap. If whoever knows who dende is, y'all would know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get it's the dende cap. You know what I'm saying? But the way I kind of like try to spin this off and like increase on it was making a visual for like as a logo. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a minute to really come up with the logo, but with the name, the Brim Reaper, it it gives the logo itself in that name. So it's like, yes, I now have. Matter of fact, I can show you. Yeah, it's right here. Matter of fact, I have it on my screensaver. You will see that is
That's
a Grim
fire.
Reaper with the brim in his hand and his scythe and a brimless hat himself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, that's
So if
smooth.
y'all see it, that's mine. This is me. So don't think no one can take that. So anyway, yeah, I try to incorporate that now with like my fashion. You know what I'm saying? I wear a lot of street stuff. I wear a lot of pieces, as I like to call them, and everybody who do fashion and wear fashion, they kind of know what pieces are. When we wear outfits, we wear pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is a piece that you would think like I would never see this again somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like I want that one of none factor
Yeah, that's
to
real.
play out in the style that I have. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to make it an everyday thing. I try to put it in everything. You know what I'm saying? I put it in my music. I make sure everybody know what a Bremer's head is.
Mm-hmm.
And then since I became the Brim Reaper, I literally will get a random DM from anybody who know me that know about my Brimless. They'll show me somebody else who rocking the Brimless. Hey, they can say that someone else did it before me, but they not doing it how I do it. So it's like,
That's real.
is it really before me?
That's
What I'm
real.
saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I'm
because
gonna
at the end
say
of the day, you put your own flavor into it, like you said.
exactly.
And that kind of attests to the vision that you're trying to create, and as far as your artistry in general. So kudos to you, man.
You gotta be one of them ones to wear this thing. You gotta be one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? People be
Real shit.
scared to wear it. They be thinking, "Oh, I can't do it," or "It's not gonna look right." I mean, look, you never know till you do it. So, if you want one, hit me up.
For sure, though. You already know where to go, and he'll drop all his info at the end. So if y'all not tapped in, come on now.
You feel me?
Type
Gotta make sure. Gotta find out if you one of them ones.
Real shit. So with that being said, kind of going into the topic of consistency, and before we get into any layers of anything, what is like your way of thinking through, processing, and executing your form of consistency?
For my form of consistency, I this is one of my partner tell me this all the time, and he'll say it too. 1% every day. 1% every day, and that's with anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I can get 1% towards something every day, that's a level of consistency that I know that I'm gonna get to where I want to. You know what I'm saying? That's that's with anything. That's as long as you're being productive in something that you have a passion for, or like you even have the thought of it. Like I even feel like just me having the thought of something throughout the day is like me being consistent, because like I'm not taking no time off. I'm not even not thinking about it. Like I'm still thinking about it regardless if I'm not actually doing it, but I'm still thinking about how I can do something else. How I can, you know what I'm saying, stay in a productive state to where it's like, all right, well, if anything else, I ain't got nothing to do. I know I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like if I might not have no plan, I know I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
That whatever that 1% every day, you know, it's gonna equal up to 100. So
that's what I'm really trying to get into, though. Like that 1% really does equal up to 100, even if mentally you're like, dang, I could be doing more, or I could be doing this, and or even speaking from my own experience, like I'll be getting frustrated because I have something in mind, like I need to get this done, but something is pulling me away that I have to pay attention to or I have to be present for, and it's like, well, dang, it's circling in my mind, but even at the end of the day, I know because I had the thought, the action is about to follow.
Exactly. Honestly, you think about it, it's gonna eventually fall through like that. Like it's like I say, don't ever try to overwhelm yourself with the task that you give yourself.
That was good.
You feel me?
That was good.
Because like honestly, everybody, it's like people you may not be an overthinker, but you can overwhelm yourself easily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can try to do so much. You can be multitasker, still overwhelm yourself. You know what I'm saying? By trying to do everything at the same time. Or, you know, all right, well, I started this, but now my brain just trickled off to do something else. Now I want to do this. Now I'm trickling off to do something. Like, honestly, you just got to find that alignment for yourself. But one thing at a time, 1% each thing is they're all going to equal up to 100 eventually. So
that's real.
there's no point in you, trying to overwhelm your creative thoughts and what I'm saying, what you're doing, because it's all going. You keep working towards it, it's gonna fall in place.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? So ain't no point in you trying to crash out about it mentally. Mentally crash out about it.
Yeah. So, kind of spinning off from that, I know it took me. It's always a continuous journey.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, I know this, but when you're actually doing it, it's easy to lose focus on that stability mentally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that definitely happens. It's like I feel like when that happens, it's because you either done. It's like you either done seen someone else doing something that made you feel like you are not doing enough in a way, and it's like you can't really let that happen. Like sometimes you gotta just ignore other people's stuff.
Yeah.
To focus on your stuff at times. Like, yeah, it may seem like, what I'm saying, like you're just trying to like shade yourself from what's going on, like, the outside creatives and inspiration, but it's like it can inspire you at one point and then it can also play with your mind to the point where you feel like you're not doing enough. And it's like you can never let someone else creative, what I'm saying, consistency affect your own creative consistency, what I'm saying? So it's like you yourself take it how you take it versus how they take it, what I'm saying?
No, I agree with that, because even one of the points that I try to make sure I keep in mind is the fact that, like you said, that consistency can sometimes be a surface level thing.
Exactly.
Like, even if you see someone physically having posts releasing every single day, that doesn't mean that they're actually doing it every single day. They can have one solid day where they're like, okay, let me lock in. I have all this content that I've been doing over a period amount of time. I done sat down and edited, did what I needed to do, and now I'm just scheduling shit. You feel me? And from the outside looking in, it can be like, oh dang, this person doing da 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 da. But no, like this person just made sure that they had a lock-in day that set them up for maybe 2 weeks, a month, couple months in advance.
Right.
So where they're able to now free up that responsibility or that task so they can do other things.
They can do other things. Literally, it's all illusion. It's easy to create the illusion that I am working every single day, that I'm doing something every single day. Everybody do it. Social media, it's easy to do that. You know what I'm saying? People make content. People will literally take a day, 2 days out their week to make, who know, about 15 to 20 pieces of content. Edit all of it and then just be posting for a month straight. And you would have thought them niggas ain't never stopped. Whole time they just scheduled every damn thing, and then they had been chilling for about half that month anyway, just to work on something else. You know what I'm saying? Or like, but it's like it's that surface level consistency, like we saying, like that's what you see. You know what I'm saying? Versus what they're actually doing. So it's like it's either you gonna fall into the mix and like let that play with your mind to think you're not doing enough, or you're just gonna take it as inspiration and put it towards your own consistency and like your drive to do it. To do for your own stuff.
Nah, that's real. That is definitely real, because even going to the point of allowing the passion to drive you and be your motivator, there's, because this is a really like a part two. I've talked about this before, but I feel like when it comes to having guests, if I talk about a certain topic, I know that it can be expounded on by having somebody else to kind of bounce ideas off of and things of that sort. So I know when I talked about it previously, to your point, it was the fact of like, okay, yeah, somebody can be doing this, setting themselves up, but it's also to the fact of, okay, how are you looking at your environment as you're trying to create?
Right.
And in terms of consistency, going back to that motivation, that passion, what is literally driving you to show up? Like, is it because of the money? Like, is it because of your situation? Is it because of the passion? Like, those different types of motivators and situations can really have a huge influence on what type of consistency you're executing within your life. So I just wanted to ask you, where did that passion and drive come from for you to, even amongst all the personal stuff and everything else that's going on that all of us experience,
Right.
brings you back to that creative drive and passion to like, okay, yeah, this put me down for a little bit, but I'm about to come back and do what I was doing and evolve and everything else?
Honestly, I do take like, I wouldn't say I wouldn't I wouldn't say like I honestly really mostly take when I get that type of that type of mindset going is when I see like it's not even from other people, but it's really from like my partners. Like when I see my partners doing stuff and like they're being consistent, it just kind of turned me up in my mind. Like, man, hell yeah, let's go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna get back right in this shit. I ain't finna let my partner outdo me. But it's like I'm not looking at it as like a competition thing. It's like more of like they pushing my mind to be competitive in my for myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not finna slack. You know what I'm saying? Like he in the
Raising
gym
the
every
bar for
day.
you.
And then it's like if I know if I get in the gym, I'm gonna be even better than that. Nigga, like, hey yeah, I'm finna just go ahead turn this shit up. Cause he turning up, I'm finna turn up with it. I'm finna show niggas that I could do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to show like, you know what I'm saying? In the sense of the creativeness, I like to show off my creativeness. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I'm finna be showing off, I might as well goddamn be hitting that motherfucker on the mark every time. Like I gotta be consistent with that shit in my own way though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't letting nobody else like rush what I'm doing, but it's gonna just literally
That's a good
put.
point.
Yeah, I ain't gonna let nobody rush with my. You know what I'm saying? Like with me getting stuff done. Like yeah, okay, you doing this, that, and the third. That just motivate me to go do this, go turn my shit up too. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna. It's not finna make me feel no type of way to where I'm like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Or
Real shit.
man, I'm feel like I'm hating. Like hell no, I ain't never gonna do that. Like it's just is I use them as fuel. Like anytime, like I let my partners fuel me with their shit. Like two of my partners just dropped tapes back to back. Both of them just dropped albums. That just want to turn me up to make me get right in the studio after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, bet they popping their shit on this motherfucker. I already got some shit working on the cut anyway for their ass. So it's like they gonna know too. And they know I'm coming. Like that's how it is. We even in the studio together. Like we making music and we're all together finna get on some shit. We look at it as I'm not finna let you out rap me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like that's fun for us. Like that fun competitiveness because who gonna drop the hardest bar at that point? Who gonna drop the hardest verse at that point? Because
like
we sitting there pushing each other and see who gonna talk the most shit on this motherfucker that's gonna make one of us be like, damn, okay, hold on, run that shit back. Run that shit back. I'm finna hop back on, nigga. I'm finna spin my you feel me? I'm finna spin back in this motherfucker because you just shitted on this shit and I'm not finna let you do me like that. I'm not finna be the weak link on this track, nigga.
Real shit.
Like that's literally how we look at all that shit. I'm not finna be the weak link in the track, you know what I'm saying? So we not finna be neither one of us want to be the weak link when we doing anything else. Like, come on now. Like, that's how we stand on that shit. Like, that's the bottom line, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we all look at that shit as of motivation towards each other. We fuel each other by seeing each other do the shit. When my partner popping his shit, that means I need to turn up, I'm gonna pop my shit. He see me popping my shit, he gonna turn up, he gonna pop his shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like so it's like it's competitively, but it's like it makes you like it's like I get in my prime time mindset basically. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Dion out that motherfucker with that shit. Like, nigga, what? I can be flashy. I can it's like if you look good, you play good. You play good, you get what the other thing he said, you look good, you play good, you get more money, some shit like that. Some, you know what I'm saying? But it go along them type lines, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fly.
Yeah.
Bam. That flyness can make me more money somehow. Of course it could. You know what I'm saying? I make more money, I can do other stuff that adds on to what I'm already doing now. So it's just like, nigga, if I show off all my trades, you know what I'm saying? I show my hand, I'm really like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not do that? Why not do that? So I'm gonna always turn up when my partners turn me up, you know what I'm saying? Or I see somebody doing something that I find cool and I can do it even better in my own way. I probably got them turn some shit up on, you know what I'm saying, go in that direction or, you know what I'm saying, like figure out how I can step my way into that lane, you know what I'm saying, and do it how I want to do it, but even better than how they did it.
Okay. I mean, I want to keep on theme, but I do want to spin off just a little bit because
Go
you
ahead,
brought
go
up
ahead.
a good point. So, in regards to just healthy competition in general, like how is forming that mentality internally? Like, cause it can go left real quick. I
Oh yeah,
can't
for
lie.
sure. For sure.
So, how do you maintain and balance yourself while still acknowledging that as like, look, I ain't hating, I'm respecting, and because of that respect, I just want to level up
You
in my
feel me?
own way.
The way I have an athletic background, so that's kind of how that is for me. Like
Mhm.
I always had like that competitiveness in me. Like even when we played, like growing up playing sports, like all my partners we played sports. We will all talk about how we're better than each other in doing the shit. Like nigga, I'm a better so and so than you in this, or nigga, I'm a better so and so you in this, and then it's just like you kind of go off like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I literally like RP is my partner, but he literally used to try to tell me that he worked harder than he could outwork me in the sport that I brought him into. That's how you know that shit's crazy when a nigga can tell you some shit like that. Like Brian never played baseball, right?
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
start playing baseball until we was literally like 10. Nigga ain't never did that shit. But then tried to come to me after we what was it, probably like after we got like we was in high school. He literally came to me and was like, I can outwork you in baseball, bro. Nigga, you know that's my shit. So how are you really telling me, the nigga that brought you into that sport, that you can outwork me? Okay,
Yeah.
say less then, nigga. You got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why y'all know I do this shit. Like, come on now, you got me fucked up. But it's just like, I didn't ever take it as like a sour type of, you got me, like, you know what I'm saying? I just took it as fuel. You a hard worker. I know you do this shit and a lot of things you do because you really be going 100. But you not over top of me in this. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, bro. I'm gonna make you work even harder to where niggas think you are a baseball player, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Even though
Real
that's
shit.
not even your shit for real. Like, you just know how to play now. Like,
Yeah, that man talking about some
come on
prove
now.
it
You gonna have to
then.
prove that shit to me, nigga. Ain't no way. Like, come on now.
Real
What?
shit.
Like, he tried to do the same thing like our homie that played tennis. Like, how you now me and you we don't even play tennis, bro. But how you really finna tell our homie right here that played tennis for real that you can outwork his ass in tennis? Like, nah, nigga, this nigga do this shit for real, bro. You crazy as hell. You
Real
crazy
shit.
as hell. But shit, it don't do nothing but turn niggas up, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is, bro. Like we all done played the same sport together. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was running track before I did. I got into that shit. I turned up in that shit, nigga. Junior Olympics, all that type shit like that. Like, who the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, we do this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's fun for us though. Like, so it's like I feel like me having that athletic background and growing up playing sports, it just kind of installed to where like my competition level is like it's not on a hating like where I'm a hate on somebody that's doing more or doing better or doing something that I want to do or whatever like that. It just made me want to be like I respect that shit because I respect game. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is, I respect game. And game is that go across a plethora of things.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And that's in any category. Game is game. You know what I'm saying? If somebody doing something in the game and they popping it, I can respect that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
But that don't mean I'm finna not do it my damn self. And you gonna respect my shit too, nigga.
Yeah.
Like you gonna respect my game too. So it's like I'm gonna pop my shit every time. Like my competition level is literally like it turns up when a nigga really show me that they can work that shit too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and try to pop your shit to me and I see your game and your game really not like that. Like, cause what you popping it to me for then? Or like what you popping it at all for if your game really not like that, dude? You really like you one of them niggas that like that got the talent but no hard work behind it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole different conversation, my guy.
Exactly. Like, come on now, like you flashy, but yet you really like a flashy nigga that can do that shit one time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm flashy and I can keep doing that shit though.
Yeah.
I can keep hitting that same move, nigga. You only can do that move one time. Like, what? Come on now. Yeah, you're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? My competitive mindset is definitely from athletic shit, like growing up playing sports type shit like that.
No,
So it's always healthy to me.
I can see that.
It's always fun.
I will say, like, one thing I applaud some coaches in doing is actually recognizing that healthy competition and like harvesting it appropriately to where it's like, bro, like you said, if you see someone on some game shit, bro, you got legs, do that shit too, bro.
Exactly.
Like, that shit working. Go
That's what I'm
ahead.
saying. Like, ain't nothing that a nigga like. You know what I'm saying? It's like niggas. I feel like people be psyching themselves out in the sense of that,
That's
to
real.
where they finna trick themselves out their own spot.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
facts.
saying?
That
Like,
happens a lot.
how you tricking yourself out your own spot? You ain't even tried it yet.
And that's actually what I wanted to go into next because even when it comes to the conception of what consistency is, people think, oh, yeah, consistency is just me doing this and then showing you I can do this. But it's really you showing up at a level that you initiated, first of all, and you sustain it and maintain that
Literally,
shit.
literally.
And while you're sustaining, you're evolving it as well. You're getting better. You're adding your own flair to it. And it's just increasing in its value over time. So I really just wanted to get down before I even get into that one because that was a whole nother question. But just honestly going back to looking at the people around you, some people I've met believe that, viral, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, once I hit viral, that's all I need. And what you need is that level of consistency. And
That's literally what
in
that is.
regards to that, I wanted to ask you because you've experienced it in a way,
Right.
but going a little bit deeper, what does that level of, I guess, recognition
Mm.
due to what does it do to your mindset in regards of how you move forward in general? Because now, a lot of people say when you're underground or you're not in the public eye as heavy, a lot of mistakes can be made and it's okay. And you can deal with it, move on, learn from it, and take your next step. But once you have those eyes on you, you have to deal with that mental burden or weight of people outside of you commenting on, oh man, you did it. But it's like, I mean, bro, you're not here doing it
Right.
too or with me. So it's like your opinions can affect me, but how do you necessarily protect that mentality? You know what I'm saying?
Protect my, well, I would say since I was in a situation of going viral for something,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm saying, like I didn't even look at it like me going viral, that's it. That's all I
Mm-hmm.
needed. No, that like because anybody can go viral, and there's so many times that y'all done seen it on social media where someone has went viral for something and you've never seen them again.
Facts.
So it's just like the viral thing is just it's temporary. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Unless you consistently go viral. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like you're not trying to consistently go viral, but you just end up going viral consistently. Like it's like people do have that thing where they go viral one time, they see it, they mind instantly changes. They
Mm-hmm.
start reading comments. It's gonna be a bunch of good ones, and then there's gonna be a bunch of bad ones. Of
Yeah,
course, you're gonna
facts.
have those people that's gonna be the devil advocate of what the fuck is happening to, like, you know what I'm saying, in your shit. So it's just like once you read that shit, you like some people may have that mindset and it may alter them to where they feed into the negative comments that was came from that, and
Facts.
also feed into the good comments to where, all right, well, I like this feeling of I just went viral, let me try it again. But it's like you can't try it again. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's not what that is. Like when you try to go viral, that's always a backfire. Like
Yeah.
it always backfires on motherfuckers. But when you just have like when you just use that viral moment and like strategize off that shit and play it in a better way to where you can spin it off and make it a consistent thing, then you know what you're doing. Like you add the sense of you analyze your moment. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like in my case, like in the sense of me analyzing, nigga just made my shit like I thought it was already fire. You know what I'm saying? That's in my head. I already knew
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers was gonna start asking about it once I was going out wearing the shit in the first place. But for a certain platform that already has hella people that see the shit, for
Mm-hmm.
them to have posted it and noticed it they self and gave the recognition of this and it just jumped like how it did, then
Mm-hmm.
it's like it makes people more aware to when they see it, it's like even if it came across their page, like when people they be like, hey, wait, I seen that on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, wasn't it using that? Was that you in that? That's literally how that shit be. So it's just
Yeah.
like that don't really like. It's like I don't let that be like a thing to where like I got a big head now. You
Yeah.
know, I don't let the viral moment make me have a big head. I just use it as well. Shit. this gonna make it more noticeable. So when I'm wearing it out, motherfuckers is gonna be like, oh shit, let me take a picture of this shit. Ooh, because matter of fact, we was just out at Spell House tailgate. Matter of fact, we was for homecoming. Literally, this dude out there, he out of nowhere came up to me with a camera and showed me some pictures. I had a brimless on, and he was like, "Yo, bro, I seen your shit from like way over there," and I was just snapping. That shit was just hard as hell, and I was like, for sure, like you feel me, like you know what I'm saying. I didn't have to do nothing. Like I didn't notice him before he noticed me. This shit was the fucking highlight. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have thought it was a fucking torch on my head. How he just fucking came out the blue and just was like, he stopped me. And I'm talking about, it's like, think about it. We was at Spell House, it was crowded, packed, shoulder to shoulder out that bitch. So like for you to have went through the crowd to grab my attention, motherfucker, to show me that you seen my shit and took my pictures, all that shit. That's how you know, like I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just one of them things, like. That crowd was atrocious. It's like that every year. You spotted me out that crowd.
Yeah, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? My brimless hat was spotted out of 1,000 motherfuckers out that bitch. Nobody else was having that shit on.
That's real.
Nobody had that bitch on but my ass out there. I'm the one soul that had a brimless hat on in that crowd of people. And I'm sure everybody that literally walked past and was seeing, they was just like, the fuck? This nigga got no brim on his hat? Like, and that's literally everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so it's just like I get that recognition everywhere nowadays. Like, if I wear them to work, literally it's this dude in my job. He called me the cool hat guy.
Appreciate you.
And every day, like, if I don't wear, he's like, "Damn, you ain't got your cool hat on today." He said, "I told my son about you. He said that was so cool. He said he showed me the video on Instagram." I was like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just in that sense. Hey, you know what I'm saying? These people at my job, they call me Brim Reaper. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be doing stuff like that because they see I be wearing that shit at work sometimes. Like, I literally wear it everywhere I can because I know, like, it's a statement piece for myself. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Like, and it's like one of those things, like, that's just kind of like noticeable as hell. Like, because you're going to double take every time you see it.
Yeah.
You finna look and like, wait.
You gonna look in the front, be like, "Oh, you got that shit in the back." Then look in the back, be like,
because that's when they realize that the hat not backwards. They be like, wait, the fuck? Wait, the hat not backwards. This nigga ain't got no brim on his damn head. Like that's crazy as hell. Like you did that. Like you did that. Yeah. Like that's my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. So it's just like, oh yeah, the viral moment. I let it just fuel to the point where it's like. I know I'm popping my shit. Like it keep me in that mindset of shit. Niggas gonna notice this shit, even if I don't even have to try. They gonna notice it regardless because of what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I wear it like it's regular as hell. Like I wear it like any other thing. I wear it like socks. You know what I'm saying? It's just that normal for me. To where it's like, and everybody know who I wear.
It should be though.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody know that. You know, they find it, even nowadays, it's crazy. Like my partner said every time, he said, "Bruh, I thought you had a brim on one day. I was gonna say you're tripping." You know what I'm saying? They don't even think I should wear brim hats.
At least they know though.
But they know though. Like I remember I recently had bought another cap, and I left the brim on for like a second. I left the brim on for a second. They said you slacking. And they said I'm slacking. They said I'm slacking because of that. They was like, "Nigga, how the hell you got a brim on?" I said, "Don't worry about that because it's not going to be on there the next time you see this bitch." I just bought it. I was just wearing it at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But they right about that. I shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? That's my shit. I should have been. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. As soon as I got home, the motherfucker came right off. I'm not playing. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, "Yeah, that's it right there." You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way I should be seeing you with a brim on, motherfucker. Like,
real shit.
And that's just how. Yeah, they say that's weird to them now. Like that's weird that I wear a brim. I wear a brim hat. Like since that's weird now, I'm like I can't go back.
Yeah,
I can't go back now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always viral. Honestly, at this point, like I don't have to keep making a viral moment. I'm always viral because someone's gonna notice it. And someone's gonna be like, "Damn, I've not seen no shit like that."
That's real. That's facts.
That's really what that is.
I guess for me, like, because I've always, in my eyes, of course, I've had to develop my personality and how it's been exuded externally so that people can, get accustomed, adjusted, what have you. But I feel like personality wise, I've always been the same individual. I always bring the same type of level of intentionality to
Exactly.
the things that I do. But for me, it was like years ago, I would hate having people having eyes on the shit that I do. Like I just do it just for me, whether it be working out, doing my, business, what have you, and even being around creatives, they'll be like, "Oh, you should do like a what they do get readies with me, or like they do like BTS, or like
Mm-hmm.
showing like the things that you do, or even like showing your workout routines and your consistency with that." But I know for me, what always stopped me doing it on a showing other people on a regular basis was just the eyes. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want that shit. I'm gonna still do what I do, but I don't need you to know. And my question to you is coming from that understanding and mindset and now evolving to where it's like, okay, you can see what I do, but I'm gonna show you when I'm able to. And transferring over to you, how do you kind of deal with the eyes being on you? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I just look at it like interest. Like you're inspiring somebody as well, like in that point. Like they so in tune because they see what you do. They see how you move, they see what you're doing and all the things you do that they gravitate towards it till they want to know more. Or like they want to figure out how they can put themselves in that same, path as you. Like they want to know, the secret. They want to know what's your day to day. They want to know, like they just want to be nosy, basically. They want to be nosy because they interested. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing hating why. It's just they're tuned in to you because you caught their attention. So since you caught their attention, of course they want to know more. Like that's anything with anybody. Like that's why people do behind the scenes. Because think about it, you see a production of something, but you want to know how that happened.
Yeah, that's real.
You know
I
what I'm
actually just
saying?
did a music video about that. We did a whole production. Like we had gear come out, we had different scenes and everything, and we literally had a crew that was just recording all the behind the scenes, like us doing what we do,
Exactly.
producing and everything like that. So I feel
Exactly.
you.
And it like inspire people that's thinking about like since you do that, it's somebody that probably do the same thing, but they kind of like want to show it off to more people too. So it's like they want to go for inspiration. They looking at your shit for inspiration, basically. That's all that is. I feel like that's what it is. Like whenever somebody has the eyes on me, it's like it ends up inspiring somebody to do something. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind being a walking inspiration to nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind motivating nobody. I don't mind putting nobody on game or something or giving like whatever type of knowledge I even have my damn self to like, man, you got that. You know what I'm saying? Or I can give you this 2 cent. Well, this $1 million advice, but for 2 cents, I'm gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? It's free of charge sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. So it's just like seeing that, and people always like eyes on me about whatever I'm doing or doing this. It's just I know that I'm somehow inspiring somebody, or you a hater.
That's
But
real.
at the same time, haters are motivators, like they say. So.
As the cliche says.
As the cliche says, haters are motivators, and that is literally a fact.
Yeah.
We have known that for years as kids. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a song we grew up listening to. I think it was a song like that, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, probably was like we really made
unless that was just the quote that they had back in the day, like when we was younger.
A little bit of both, actually.
Yeah, I just felt like it was a song for some reason. Like, niggas was making songs out of anything, so I just felt like that was I feel like that was just a song because like the way haters are my motivators play in my head. You would have thought it was a song type.
I mean, probably somebody put that in a song, but it definitely is a cliche and a phrase that has transcended time.
You know what I'm saying? It's a timeless quote.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. You can either fall to the hate or use it as fuel.
Thanks. Now, going back to what you was talking about a little bit before, your environment and the people around you, your squad, your friends, just the people that are kind of pouring into you or challenging you to do better.
Yeah.
How does that, in your eyes, influence someone's motivation to keep showing up?
Honestly, if See, when you okay, so if I say in my community or like the niggas I hang around, like everybody that I know that do stuff, like we done all did stuff together. It's like they haven't stopped, so why are you stopping?
That's real.
You feel me? Like everybody that was, you know what I'm saying, in RBE, like Timbu, Dakari, Dane,
Mm-hmm.
Greedy Joe, all them, like they haven't stopped.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of me stopping? You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
real.
you know what I'm saying? Like I said, and like I told you earlier, slow motion is better than no motion. So
That's
it's just like
fact.
even if I'm, you know what I'm saying, even if like I feel stagnant, I can't let myself be stagnant. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally have to keep trying it. Like I went through a creative block, like, you know what I'm saying? But as I've heard recently, it was a nice quote, just keep creating. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you in creative block, just keep creating. It's gonna break through. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna keep doing stuff that gives like inspiration, that gives, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if I'm not always making music or doing something, I'm gonna still try to be out somewhere that's gonna inspire me to make something else or do something else or give me some type of, you know what I'm saying, give me some type of
Mm-hmm.
creative juice to go do something else, like go incorporate it into music, fashion, or whatever I'm doing. It's 1% every day. So me
Mm-hmm.
just going out and doing something, that's a 1%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm not in the studio that day, that's a 1% still, because like I'm getting inspiration somehow.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm tuned in and I'm just like listening to one of my partners' story, and you know he doing some type of working that he been doing, like I'm gonna use that as like, okay, this is something I can feed off of.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm finna use it as fuel and come up with my own idea, or this inspired me to do something else, or you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying. I just the idea list don't stop once, you know what I'm saying. And it's like when you have people like that around you that keep creating, yeah, it's no reason for you to stop. It's like I can't stop. Like they gonna end up saying it to you anyway. Like
Yeah.
they gonna say it to you anyway. Like you gonna
Like,
be
nigga,
like,
where you been at?
exactly, like, and then it's like once you hit that, they hit me with one of them. That's that comp level that pop up in my head. Like, oh, that
Mm-hmm.
means he saying I ain't popping it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta turn up. Fuck you
Real
talking about?
shit.
Now I gotta turn up. Like I just seen my partner. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just did some. So they did a show over there. Oh, okay, bet. That means I gotta get my shit right. You know what I'm saying? That means
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm doing next. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? My next step is already being created just because I seen you do this. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like now they know that I'm coming for the year. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like
feel me?
it's gonna be like that. I don't care where we at because we all eating and we all got the same goal at the end anyway. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I always look at it like we always do the same. We all look at the same. When one win, we all win.
That's
So
right.
it don't matter like who win, but we all gonna keep working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
Well, that
not.
don't stop.
That's what I'm saying.
You feel
Like
me?
I said earlier, I can't be the weak link.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not gonna be the weak
right.
link. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, bro. You can't let myself be the weak link. That's just, you know what I'm saying. That comes from anything. Like when you was in sports, I never want to be that sorry nigga on the team. Fuck, I
Yeah.
look like being a sorry nigga on the team. Like what? I want to be the nigga that be able to pop in shit. Oh nah, you actually cold. Exactly, nigga. What? You know what I'm saying? My teammates not finna sit there and tell no other nigga like
Nah,
if another player come and add my teammate about me, they not finna sit there and tell, oh, no, he's sorry. Like, no, you better watch out for his ass. That boy cold. I ain't gonna lie. That boy like that. Exactly. Like, come
uh-huh.
on, bro. Like, I put in that work to make myself like, you know what I'm saying? You put your work in to make yourself elite.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to be a part of the elite. You know, you gotta maintain your spot.
Yeah, that's real.
Gotta maintain
And
your spot.
honestly, that's a whole nother conversation because I do want to go into that one day because even that mindset of like maintaining your spot, at least from my perspective, a lot of things that I've gotten myself into have just come naturally.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm trying to focus on just making sure that my skill sets are at the best level that they can be. And then whatever I need to use it to or put it towards to be used, that's what I'll do. And a lot of those opportunities have just come because of that natural alignment and I guess divinity in it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
So,
I feel like in your case though,
mhm,
since because things like they just fall into place for you, is because you laid the foundation. You put in
thank
the
you.
work and you had faith in the path that you took, that it all fell in line anyway. So
Thank
it's
you.
like since you was consistent in your way to do what you've been doing, of course it worked out for you because you put that manifestation out there. and it just fell in line for you, and it's gonna continue to do that because you keep putting in the work. Like,
Appreciate you.
you know what I'm saying? You have faith in your craft.
Thank
You have
you.
faith in your, you know what I'm saying, your path. So it's like, of course, God's gonna push it and give you that assist since you put in that work.
Thank you. I appreciate
You
that,
know what I'm
man.
saying?
And I was bringing it up because I wanted to ask you, like, your fashion and everything that you're building towards your vision. Like, what does that look like for you, and like, how has your journey been, kind of experiencing the different opportunities that have come around it?
So for me, I would say like, I don't know. It's really like my end goal is to be like for art. So because you know I'm CEO RB, so it's like RB is literally like a community thing for me. Like I really love to support my guys, you know what I'm saying, and support others that like I feel like you know can use the support type shit in a way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you can always do things by yourself, but it's never a problem to get that support and help. You know what I'm saying? Like once somebody like see the vision, like see it in you along as you see it in yourself, that can always work.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So I'm that. I feel like I'm that person that always see it in somebody else too, along with they self. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You fire, of course, but I can see that you also fire. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I can help boost that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So of course I want to lend my hand. You know what I'm saying? I don't no problem with that.
Yeah.
Like I always told them that, and I always told the guys like that, like when they was in with me in RBE, like, nigga, this is not for me to make y'all do anything else that y'all was already doing. I always told y'all that. Like that was literally contract written. Like, nigga, you can maintain what you was doing. We're just literally the help. We're literally to support you and boost you and hype you up, nigga. Like we're that team we're that entourage that you just randomly got. You know what I'm saying? You go somewhere and you have a group of niggas with you all the time. Or like you have a support team that you make one post, we all make that same damn post. Not 7, 8 niggas just made a post, and we all have different demographic of people that look at our shit. So now we're bringing that attention towards you from each one of us, and we're boosting the analytics. You know what I'm saying? That's cheat code shit.
Yeah.
So it's like once you realize that, like it's like that, like that's really you putting somebody on top, and that's how you create that one winner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when one win, we all win because literally you know what I'm saying, you're fueling each person's path. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't take time, it don't take nothing out of no one else's like process to make a post for your partner.
Yeah, that's
it don't do nothing but just help their ass. You know what I'm saying? You the partner with 10K, 18K followers. I make a post and then you make the same post about my shit on your shit. Who knows how many people from your shit just jumped on my shit because you did that. You know what I'm saying? That's always some shit like that. So it's just like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it's just like my end goal is literally like to just have that strong community of like everything, like every aspect, fashion, camera work, you know what I'm saying, art, like all that creativeness. That's just what that is, you know. So I just find that that's entertainment. That's full entertainment, and that's literally no one's bigger than everybody else. Like you can do, I was like personally, you can say you can feel that way, but at the same time, like when it's a community, the community helps each other. So,
yeah, everybody eat when it's
everybody eat when it's community. So it's just like, hey, keep everybody going, keep everybody pushing. Shit, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, regardless of when. It's gonna happen.
For
So
sure.
it's like you can never rush the process on stuff like that.
No matter how much you try.
No matter how much you try, time is the one thing that you can't rush.
Yeah, that's
like you can't rush the process of things, like because they gonna happen how they happen. Like you could be, like I said, like there's always somebody that's took off in a month of doing something. That was just how that happened for that person. And it took this person 8 months. Then it took this person 8 years.
Yep.
And eventually they have had that. Like think about it, it'd be hella rappers that have been rapping since they was who knows how long.
What are you
And
saying?
they just
Legit?
not and it's legit, and they just not blowing up at the age of 29, 27, 20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on now. But then you have people that literally just started probably a week ago,
Yeah.
and they just end up creating some shit, and they blew up after like 2-3 months in the span of 1 year. You know what I'm saying? I've seen somebody blow up in the span of 1 year. I've seen how that look. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's possible. It's very possible. So it's just like you can't put a time limit on the process.
That's facts.
So,
and it's really just about dealing with the time lapse, honestly.
Exactly.
So
Like,
I guess my next question would be just dealing with the difficulty. Like when you have that moment where you're hitting a brick wall and you've been challenged to just look at where you've come and where you're trying to go. How do you deal with knowing that, okay, this is the goal here, this is what I'm dealing with. Now, how do I push through to get to this?
for me, in my situation, like that's been happening so far, like the past year, it honestly been my community that's been pushing me to keep going through that shit. Like, regardless of like, yeah, I'm going through this and it's taking a toll on me, part of me mentally, but it's just like that's not taking me out completely.
Yeah.
And they won't let me be taken out completely. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got motherfuckers around you that's gonna keep pushing your ass and keep motivating you and keep telling you, bro, we got this. Why are you stopping? Why are you letting whatever it is that's like, you know what I'm saying, that you're going through, like, stop you? Like I said, slow motion. Even if you gotta take it slow, you're still doing something. That's what 1%. All you need, 1% every day. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to rush it. You don't have to go, you know what I'm saying, all in every time. Like, as long as you're doing it, you're gonna break out that and you're gonna go back in your flow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, water don't stop.
Oh,
Water don't stop flowing once it's flowing. Water don't stop flowing once it's flowing.
good.
Like, come on, bro.
Good.
That's really
I like
all that
that.
is. Yeah. So it's like everybody around me kind of keep me going. Like, I like that. Like, I appreciate everybody, all my people, all my bros. You know what I'm saying? We may not talk every day, but when we do, it's a conversation or it's some words I'm gonna take in that's gonna have me. All right, then, you know, I still got a chance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I let my community fuel me.
That's cool.
And the people around me. You know, once you have a lot of people that are consistent around you, you have no choice but to keep being consistent yourself.
Yeah.
Because that energy kind of just rubs off. You know what I'm saying? And we can, as long as everybody like, he preach it every day. You know what I'm saying? Or like, whenever I'm around this motherfucker, he get to preaching about, you know, this, and we need to do this, and consistency, like, nigga, that's just all right. Well, it's in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
As it should be.
As it should be. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, it's like, it's always gonna be a nigga that's around me that's gonna say something about, we're gonna keep doing this, and we need to do this, and we need to do this, or let's try this, or woo. It's like, okay, well then there's no reason for me to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's literally zero reason.
That's facts.
So,
especially if you
they give me all the reason. Is that right? If I made the commitment and they know I made the commitment, hold me accountable. Hold me,
and don't be mad
accountable.
at him holding you accountable.
You can't be mad at motherfuckers holding you accountable for shit, because shit, you need that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows you got that other voice in your head that's gonna take you elsewhere.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? But as long as you always got somebody that's gonna keep you in that loop, and yeah, there's no reason. There's no reason. Hold me accountable for sure. I don't mind that shit, but because I got to deal with it at that point. Like, once you hold me accountable, I got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, hey, I have no choice.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, because one thing I've realized, even in my own journey, because I've been blessed enough to have a preview of what that large scale looks like and what that working up and those middle checkpoints of like progress and evolution looks like. So and this is, I guess, kind of why the topic has been circling in my mind so much, because you would think it feels different or it looks different, but it really is about, okay, who's around when the foundation is solidified. Now that the foundation is solidified, how can we bring in people that we trust to actually continue the business that we've put so much time to, solidify. And even from kind of like these studios that I'm working with right now, a lot of them, you would consider them to be like established and things of that sort. But even when I'm speaking to the manager or I'm speaking to the owner, they like, man, we done came from so much, but we still have so much more to go through so that we can get to the clientele that really is what we're trying to get attracted to. So like in regards of that growth and evolution, speaking that consistent message of, hey, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to check in here, we got to do that. How is it, honestly, with you too, Stoney? Kind of give me your perspective on how is it trying to maintain your own mentality when you're trying to push others as well.
True, because he definitely be like that.
Honestly, it's discipline. You have to hold yourself accountable before you can hold others accountable. So, like, for me, every day I have to get up and the same message that I'm preaching, I have to make sure that I'm doing the same thing. So,
Yeah.
right now, something that I've started implementing was like a 75 hard fast. And I haven't completed it. I've messed up multiple times, but I keep going back to it. That's helped me with my weight loss journey. That's helped me with my mental. Because a lot of people go to work out for the physical, but outside of the physical, it really does help my mental because now it helps me start my day right.
Boy, what?
It's like you're beating yourself up to be a perfect person, or not even a perfect person, but you're beating your body up to be a better body. So it's like, all right, now that I got the physical out the way, mentally I had to push myself to hurt myself to be better. So now let me apply this to my everyday motion. Let me apply this to my clients. Let me apply this to my business. We have to hurt to get to where we want to be because we think life is perfect, but in reality, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be things that we didn't experience, and without that pain and suffering, you won't know how to adjust. So, unfortunately, yes, you're going to have to go through some things, but those things are what actually generates that fuel to be like, all right, yes, I can do this for myself, but it's not about just myself. It's about the people around me. It's about the community because without them, who would I be?
Ooh, honestly, I lived that for so long, and at a certain point, at my lowest, like it was to the point where it was like, bro, if ain't nobody calling me, I ain't getting up out of bed, bro. Like, there is no need for me to get up or nothing else. But like you to attest to your point, it is that mindset of like, bro, I had to realize I must meditate before I leave anything. Like before I leave the house, before I leave this bed, I need to get into a space that actually allows me to seclude and recollect myself before people. Like 6 a.m., 5 to 6 a.m., bro, that's my sweet hour, man. Like, ain't nobody up, ain't nobody calling me, ain't nobody texting me, it's silence. And I get to sit there and be like, okay, let me before everyone wake up and it's and it's like, dang, let me at least try to make sure I get what I need to get done for myself before I start expending my energy to help everybody else.
Facts.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
You do gotta take time to yourself. Yeah, you definitely need that moment of clarity for self, and then you can bring in everybody else shit. Like you good with yourself, so now I can branch off. You know what I'm saying? I made sure that I'm at one with myself, zen. So it's like, hey, nothing else would just alter my shit at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I've definitely had days where like I don't, because of the rush of everything, or maybe because I was tired from coming in late the other day, I can literally feel the difference. And I'm like, bro, my nerves, you stepping on them. I ain't gonna let you get to me, but shit, you almost did it.
Nah, it definitely be like that. Like,
patience is a virtue.
Hey, and that's one thing. That one thing my mom be telling me sometimes. Like, she be like, for anything, you really are a patient person. And I'd be like, I don't even know where that shit came from. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't know what made me be like such a patient person. Like, people do be saying like I won't be assertive enough sometimes, but it's like I can be, but at the same time, I know when I don't need to rush it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like patience is a hard thing that a lot of people can't do. You know what I'm saying? Have patience. It's like shit, I mastered that for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's one thing I did right. That's part of the process.
Yeah.
Being patient. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. Once you're not patient, of course you're gonna get frustrated.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're not
I'm
patient,
guilty of that.
everything is tedious to you. When you're not patient, everything gets annoying. Everything is like, why is it not happening sooner? And
Yep.
that's when the overwhelming and the overthinking starts to flood in, and that's when you start going on meltdowns and you shut down, and all that shit just become a backfire at that point. Now you just sitting there, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, bro. Like being patient is just part of that process. And it's like once you hear people certain stories, like, oh yeah, I was just in the background, waiting my like he was being patient. Like a person I can give an example on that was like, I guess you could really say patient in a sense, was like V's. This nigga just V's is like almost 30. And yet this nigga was just in the background. And you would not have thought, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he came out like he been rapping. He was just in the background. He was just knowing niggas. He was just in the loop around shit. Seems like he was learning. I feel like that's what it was. He was feeding off like everything that niggas was doing. He was, you know what I'm saying, he may probably not seem like he was, but he was probably taking mental notes about everything that was happening.
Oh yeah.
And then once he stepped in, he went fucking hard like he did. You know what I'm saying? That's why he is like that now. Like how you know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's why I say there's no time limit on no shit. There's no rush on that shit. Because literally CEO Trail's another one. Man, when he blew up, this nigga was like already past 25. Come on now. Like, you feel me? Niggas can't tell you nothing like that. Like, nobody can tell, like, well, you should have did it. No, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
I don't mean nothing. 2 Chainz revamped his damn self.
Yeah,
and he was already 30.
Yep.
He was already in his 30s, nigga.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And he redid a whole revamp and still was popping. Still made his figure a way to pop his shit, bro. And he's already in that older age group. You know what I'm saying? Dolph was another one. No older age group, but yet he appealed to all the young niggas. Nigga was in his 30s. And appealed to all the young niggas when we really was like paying attention to his ass. Like, come on now, you know what I'm saying? It's never like, it's always mental. Like, it is a mental battle, majority than anything else. So it's like, if you got patience, it's gonna come. If you put the work in, it's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? You have faith in your path and your craft, it's gonna come.
Yeah.
God gonna reward the ones who got faith and actually put in the work. You know what I'm saying?
That's real shit.
Yeah, like.
So, to go off of that point, I want to go back all the way real quick. Bet. And then after that question, we're going to be in probably around the last 15 minutes of the show.
Cool.
And typically what I do in those last couple minutes, I kind of flip the microphone, give it to y'all. And y'all are free to ask me any questions that y'all would like to. And whether it be pertaining to this theme or outside of it, the floor will be yours.
Okay.
So before we get into that, my last question is just in totality overall. We all started from a very beginning where we had a dream, a vision for ourselves. Looking back to what you've done and what you've gone through to get to this point, what can you reflect upon in regards to where you dream that you would be as a youngin versus where you are now, and like what is something you can really say like, bro, I'm proud of you for making sure you were consistent in this, or you know, showing up in these ways?
Honestly, I felt like for myself, you know, starting from the beginning of this whole thing, and now where I'm at with it, because like I could say I've probably really consistently done this shit for like 2 years now. Like really locked in and like was doing this shit for like a good 2 years. Beforehand, it was just like I was a wild card. Like I felt like I was gonna
That's
be a
real.
wild card factor. Like that one kid that was just like, nigga, he's just gonna randomly just blow up out of nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't have like to do no, you know what I'm saying, like the longevity of how certain people actually go about their path. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like this nigga just got that like he got that in him, and then it's just gonna pop off. I feel like a wild card. So since me feeling like I'm a wild card in this type shit, I literally would just love to keep that sporadicness, like that spontaneous, you know what I'm saying, outburst of look at this nigga here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and since then I can say I'm proud because I've increased on like my fashion sense and that because that came along with like everything else I do. So since like I've went into the mode of I could say the mindset of like you ever seen that commercial where the Dos Equis guy, most interesting man in the world, is just like that type shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's literally what that is. Like it's like I fuck with that type of that mindset to like, nigga, you could be the most interesting man in the world. Be the coolest nigga in the world, like at everything you do, nigga. Like why not do that? You can literally do everything. And I grew up on like multitasking. Like my parents always had me doing everything anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like play music, play sports, know how to draw. Like it was just a lot of shit that I used to just want to try and get into, you know what I'm saying? Like I at one point in time I was like starting a shoe cleaning business.
That's
like
real.
at one point in time I was starting to try to customize shoes. At one point in time, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just a lot of one point in time, like I was just trying shit. But it's just like, nigga, you could be good at everything.
Yeah.
You could be that, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like once I went into entertainment, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, this is another thing that you can really show off in. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you can use all the stuff that you already know beforehand to like apply it to this type shit. So it's just like continue to be the wild card. Continue to be that spontaneous guy. I'm proud of like from 18-year-old noodle to nigga now. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? I ain't think of Bremer's back then. If I thought of Bremer's back then and literally just let that shit unfold as years went by, that could honestly probably been the only hats niggas was wearing. Like to today time, niggas will only be wearing Bremer's hats. If I started that shit back in the day like that, like come on, now niggas wasn't thinking, you know what I'm saying? And like the Bremer's that niggas was making, it wasn't a Bremer's fitted cap. It was a strap hat with just no bill on it, and it was folded. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a dad hat that's with no brim on it. You know what I'm saying? Like come on now. So it's just like think about and it's crazy enough because like ever since I did the brimless shit, I just want this is probably kind of off topic, but it was like this kind of just came to my head. But it's like ever since I did the brimless shit, I've been seeing like the creativeness of like these random ass hats nowadays. Like niggas is out here making super brim fitted caps, like where the brim is like a huge, but it's a fitted cap, but it's a fat ass like the cowboy brim or the sombrero brim going around that shit, or like niggas is making like cowboy hats with like the baseball patches on it, like this type shit. I'm like, I've been seeing all type shit like that. Like it's just been real crazy, and like the creativeness has been like up here. You know, it may look dumb as hell, but at the same time, that shit is up here, bro. So it's just like I can appreciate that shit because like, what else is gonna happen? What else is gonna come next? Who is gonna make the next craziest shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I kudos to all the people who make that shit because they already know, like, they feel like they are in another lane when they've made that shit. They feel like they can pop their shit a different way because they made some shit like that no one is like, the fuck is this? But it's always gonna be somebody that's gonna find interest in it. So it's like once you find one person, you're gonna find another, and another is just gonna trickle down. So like all that shit like that. But yeah, I can literally say I'm proud of myself for like me actually locking in at one point in time to really do this shit and like really being inspired by again the niggas around me that was doing the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just in the sense of them inspiring me and then like other people saying like I honestly can see this, you know what I'm saying? Or like this actually fits you, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't think it did, I think you should like kind of like tap into it more. You know what I'm saying? I think you should see where it take you. I think you should just expand on this this dream that you just randomly start to have now. Like it's like that's really where I'm at right now. Like I'm proud that I've made it this far and done a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like throwing events and stuff like I would never thought I'd do none of the shit like that. Like I
That's
wouldn't have
real.
thought that I would come up with, you know what I'm saying, the shit that I've came up with, you know what I'm saying, in the time that I've been in this little entertainment industry. So it's just like, yeah, I'm proud. Like if I can see my younger son can see me now, he'd be like, nigga, you definitely a cool ass nigga. And you definitely became one of the coolest niggas in this entertainment shit. Like, and I would love to see more of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I'm proud of the
That's
process.
smooth.
Proud of the process. Proud of the journey. Proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? I always gotta tell yourself you're proud of yourself. I look in the mirror. I look in the mirror. Niggas look in the mirror, tell yourself you're proud of yourself. Cause if nobody gonna do it, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. And that's just gonna get you through the day. I'm proud of myself. Start your day off right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
Yeah.
No, I fuck with that. And honestly, that is something that honestly, as I'm learning more and more, especially when I'm introduced to new spaces, you have to protect that even at a higher level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there are so many comments and contributors that will say what you should be doing or what you
That's true.
could do better. And it's like, I mean, I already know that or I'm learning that. But at the same time, if you're not contributing to, you know, what have you, what you doing for real?
You just talking. That's what it is. They should be talking. There's
For
a lot of
sure.
talkers out here.
What they say, don't smoke up your ass.
Nah,
Real
what I like to say now is nigga love wasting oxygen.
For
That's
sure.
just a waste of oxygen. You telling me shit, but you ain't even bust a move, but so it's just like it sounds good.
Exactly.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
And I may apply it to myself, but I won't take heed as like you're doing it too.
Yeah.
Like it won't be like a thing to where it's fueling me. It's just you put that in my head, so now I can really just do it my own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the idea. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for that piece of advice that you heard from somewhere else that you didn't want to apply to yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's real
That's
shit.
cool. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, a lot of people do be hearing stuff. A lot of people listen to a lot of things, and they may not apply it to themselves, but they don't have no problem telling someone else the shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's all the time. Niggas love telling you advice when they ain't did the shit themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's facts.
You know,
So, with that being said, now we're in the last couple minutes of the episode. So, if y'all have any questions for me that y'all would like to ask while we're here, please go ahead.
Okay, I wanna ask, it's like, where do you see like, and this goes for like, you know what I'm saying, since you are in this type of space, like for entertainment, and you do these podcasts and stuff like that. Because at one point in time, I actually did like a small podcast. You know what I'm saying? I did. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like me and this girl, we was doing it, and like we was in 2 different states, so we would do it like on a web thing, and it was cool like
what's
that.
the name? It's not Anchor, but it's another platform that they got really good virtual shit. So if you ever want to bring that back, shit.
I thought about it, you know what I'm saying? I did. But we're gonna talk about that another time. But
For
anyway, like, so what I was gonna ask is just like, how do you see, like, what level do you see the bucket list getting to? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know that's like, and I've been seeing the bucket list for a while now. You know, ever since we probably was like, I want to say like in our early 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when I was hearing about it. So,
that's kind of easy for me because that was the only reason why I joined the team to begin with.
Right.
I don't like to join projects where I don't see like a vision that's bigger than myself.
I like that.
Or how it can contribute to better other people's lives. Because if it's not doing that, then like it's ego, and then now it's like now it's a fine line. I don't want to walk that. But with that being said, like I really see it going global. Like I really feel like this is something that is not bound to just Atlanta. Like this is a platform where we're trying to bring brand awareness to everyday creatives, and not just everyday creatives, but professionals that are established and everything in between. So why does this have to be constrained to the United States only? Like, it's people
Literally.
in Europe that's on their grind, that has their own networks and doing all their things.
That is true.
It's people in Africa. They building from the ground up. They out here, they lit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, there has to be a connector that shows the other people that may not be aware of what they got going on
Mm-hmm.
to bring a new level of awareness and a new level of opportunities as well. So it's balance.
I like that because I do see it being like one of those things where people be like, "All right, I'm trying to get on this." You know what I'm saying?
For
Like
sure.
it's one of them things where I see y'all like having it's like a bucket list that's everywhere, damn near. Like y'all in different states, different countries, doing these type of interviews. Because I like y'all setup. Like
Thank you.
the setup is hard. You know what I'm saying? Like the way y'all do that shit is really hard, and it's like so. Also, what I'm asking is like philosophy of chilling. The name itself, I just love the name. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you see this as just as a big thing too.
I mean, yeah, but to me, because this is a personal vision that I
And I
have.
was just about to say this. I know this is more intimate for you.
Yeah, I
It's a little
mean,
more intimate for
honestly,
you.
the only reason I did it for real is because it wouldn't leave my head. So it was just like I literally tried my hardest with the bucket list to have that be, you know, podcasting, let that be that. Like we already got these big goals and you know, like you said earlier, like it takes time to get to that level
Yeah.
and to prepare your team to be able to deal with that. Cause
Exactly.
once you're there, like it's a lot of demand, it's a lot of eyes, it's a lot of everything. So with this, and knowing the person that I am and how people can perceive me and have their own opinions, it's like let it go where it go. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this because I have something to say. And I have an ideology that I just gotta get it out of my brain. And this is the avenue with the technicalities and the skill sets that I have to do it appropriately and to protect myself too. Because who's to say? Like, maybe nobody listens to this shit. Maybe it don't go nowhere. That's cool with me. I don't care. I know for a fact that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So if it goes global, amazing. I'm actively now trying to make sure that I'm prepared to deal with that appropriately so it don't go to my head or it doesn't derail anything else that I'm a part of too.
Tight shit. See, and I say this because since now I'm here and like getting a vibe for it, and what I've been seeing when you've been posting about this shit, it's just like now that I'm here, I can like I want to compare it to a podcast that like somebody made, like people niggas made that they really like. You knew that it was just like but it was still interesting to watch. I could say the a safe place, the Yachty podcast,
Yeah,
Yachty.
for sure.
This gives that type of vibe, like in a sense, because it's just like it's intimate. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And it's like it's just like like you said, you know, because they didn't really care if niggas was really watching the shit or listening to it. You know what I'm saying? They was just banking on shit. They make it to the next episode. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like shit. You looking at it like, I mean, this was in my head. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not really do it for real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why not just pull this idea and put it out here and just see what happens to it once it start playing out? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And you've been really on the roll with this. If you already season 2,
Yeah.
like come on now, like you already you've been on the road with it, so it's just like
Appreciate you.
ain't no point for you to really slow this one down either.
I mean, honestly, what I will say to that point, because like I said before, when I started this, I expected every episode to just be me. But once I put it out that, oh yeah, you know, I'm doing this type shit, it was the people around me and the people that I would be meeting at events and connecting with or what have you that came up to me and was like, oh, you doing this? Oh, for sure. I'm about to go on there too. Like,
know what I'm saying?
add me on there. So they gave me no choice. So I was like, okay,
and you
cool.
never know who you gonna get on them motherfuckers.
For sure though.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it may not seem like the person just, you know, whatever the case may be, but they might have some gems. Like, niggas, you never know what niggas know.
And that's the whole point too,
Never know what niggas
because
know.
I want to celebrate just having a diverse ideology. Like, it's so many things around here, and it's so many conversations where that appreciation can be lost, or it can be lost in the fact that you don't have the time and space to say it.
type shit. Yeah,
And with the things that we do, we always moving.
yeah,
So it's like,
that is true.
if I can build a platform to where the people that are always moving are able to actually just sit down and converse in a safe space,
Yeah,
I ain't gotta agree with you, bro. Shit.
it,
I'm not here to sit here and say, oh yeah, we're always gonna be kumbaya. No. I'm just here to understand and to respect that understanding so that as I move forward, it can also be communicated to an outside perspective that may need to hear what you're going through to help them push forward and do what they need to do.
yeah. Like I feel like this and the bucket list is like them podcasts that be like the voice for the underground.
Appreciate you. That's major respect, bro.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you.
Because I feel like anybody that's in the underground would like thrive off shit like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like one of them things that gives eyes. You know what I'm saying? Brings attention to them in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, how they go about it as Liz. But in a positive way, nonetheless. Y'all really go about this shit the right way. So I fuck with the whole motion. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm behind all of it. It's part of the community. And y'all been in the community since we all really started getting into entertainment for it in the first place. So it's
That's
just like,
facts.
yeah. Like I wanted to jump on this shit when y'all first doing this shit. Like, and back in the day, I was like, damn, bro, I'm trying to be on that motherfucker. Like, shit, but I guess I gotta do a little more before I get on that motherfucker. Make
And
it a little
that's
more
crazy
interesting.
you said that, bro.
I feel like I gotta do a little more.
We get that all the time though. Like
Yeah.
it'll be some people that come up to us and be like, man, I swear to God, I didn't want to get on here, but I had to get a fucking project going and type shit.
That's what
So I
I'm
had
saying.
something to talk about.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you gotta make yourself a little more interesting at the same time to be on some shit to show off the interest. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just this is one of them things. Like hey, they gonna be like, you had this random person. Like what they do? Like who is this person? You know what I'm saying? Like what can we know them from? Like, but it's just like yeah, but y'all do a great job. I appreciate that shit.
Appreciate that.
And I was glad to be on that motherfucker.
Thank you. We were glad to have you. That was a great conversation.
Yeah, I loved it. Loved every minute of it.
For sure.
We was all excited.
Any more questions?
Got a question.
Shit. I do.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to be getting these events going again?
That is a great question.
With the stuff that we got going on now with RB on the music side
Mm-hmm.
and CNA, which is my other clients on the modeling and fashion side.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Bunch has now ventured more into the media side finally. So now we're on YouTube and blogging content ideas, stuff of that nature. So definitely want to start working with you all in other groups with outdoor activities, other things of that nature. So like basketball games, get some 7-on-7s, get some one-on-one tournaments, shit like that. So, what are your estimated timelines on getting back going with things of that nature, and how can we help?
Honestly, that is a great question. And the one thing I will say is the fact that the bucket list isn't a one person vision.
Correct.
It's like a tag team type shit with a lot of individuals helping us making it happen. And when it comes to the decisions and the tempo, it's really about having to maneuver with the life situations that the leads have. And essentially, what I'm trying to do is to create a momentum and a pace that kind of sustains through those difficult times and circumstances. So, in regards to your question directly, I want to get started as soon as possible. Everything that was on standby that's been paused, we should have been had the goddamn tournament and all that shit. But things happen and you can't rush time. So, in regards to that, like in 2025, I really want it to be a year where we're getting back to what we were doing before and establishing it on a more consistent level. And what time frame that looks like, honestly, I work in corporate and in creative spaces, so I'm trying to get shit at the latest quarter two. Like, come on, let's get it out here. Let's get it back. It's not that we don't have the space and the resources and availability. it's more so about making sure that the team is in alignment. So when things start popping off and we get help from other individuals, we understand that communication is going smoothly, which is my biggest thing, because at the end of the day, if you're not communicating, shit ain't happening. Like, it ain't going.
That's facts, though. That's major shit right there. Cause you ain't talking about that shit. They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna do nothing but flop. So yeah, communication for sure.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna keep the shit going.
But also on a personal level too, like I told you before, I've been getting into more of the film industry and fashion as well too. So I've been introduced to some spaces outside of just what we create. So even in terms of like what we trying to do and collaboration and how you can help, bro, we just gotta talk about that shit. Like, let me know, because I went to a studio today where I'm training and have now been transitioned into a manager role, where it's an entire space that got downstairs with their own studios, and literally the main spot, they transform it. Like today they had a fashion designer and their models walk in the space to kind of see, okay, how do we need to situate XYZ ABC. So it's around, it's happening. We just got to get together and make a plan of action, because like I said, 2025, there is no reason why. There is no reason why we shouldn't be, all right, this month we're doing this. This month we're doing that. Like, yeah, you feel me?
We've been saying that too, though. We've been saying that too. Like 2025 ain't holding it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all gas. Like, I even had this idea like not too long ago to like I'm gonna start doing leak reviews, like niggas music. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit that's not out. Niggas want to send me music. Just know that I'm gonna have niggas hear that shit. So sure. It's just like, it won't be safe with me. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna give my review, and I'm basically leaking your shit. I'm sorry, but I'm leaking y'all shit, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm trying to tell you, but y'all want to hear some shit that y'all know y'all ain't gonna hear for who knows how long.
Yeah,
it's gonna make a nigga drop that bit then. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So it's like we ain't holding.
They start
shit.
Getting them comments and everything. Like, damn, I need to get on it.
You feel me? Like, we over here building archives for like people to listen to, even if like they wondering like what was some old shit, or like what was some shit from like, you know what I'm saying? They just be able to find an archive of music, and they just be like, damn, they got like 1 million songs in this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could find something in this motherfucker. Like, you know, I ain't never heard this shit. Like, hey, keep it player. You know what I'm saying? Like, on both ends of it. Like, but yeah, I'm definitely doing that. You know, I will be start doing. Y'all want to send me music? Like, y'all love, it's, you know, stuff that y'all ain't dropped yet. I'll review it. Just know it's gonna be leaked.
For sure.
Just know y'all coming to the man.
Keep that disclaimer right there.
Look, will be leaked. It's gonna be AKA Mr. Exclusives. You know what I'm saying? Look, hey, I'm getting it in. I'm getting it gone.
Yeah.
Best believe that they gonna know about y'all. I'm gonna hype. They gonna gotta let niggas hear y'all, bro.
Yeah.
Just think about half the shit that y'all be trying to hold in, don't drop. That shit be hard.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm about to make sure niggas know that shit.
Nah, I respect that. As long as everybody intellectual property getting protected, that's all that matters.
Oh yeah, you feel me? You know, hey, do it the right way. But do it the way that, nigga, you got no choice.
Yeah,
you know, I'm forcing your hand at that point. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm trying to tell you now.
Because they will hold on to it.
That's what I'm saying. Don't let me hear it and I think it's fire. Ooh.
I like that though.
Don't let me hear it.
That's the friend you need right there. Don't let me hear that shit and say it's fire. I got you. Shit, y'all need to hear this shit.
Bro, me, bro. I did that shit the other day. Like, my cousin sent me 2 songs, man.
Put that in cycle, bro. I swear.
You feel me? Yeah, like, niggas be thinking they just gonna play that. Like, nigga, I have so much like songs that niggas hadn't dropped in my phone, in both my phones, nigga. Like, it's so much shit in that motherfucker. Niggas be like, damn, you still got this song? Yes. Like, I play that bitch around there. They be forgetting nigga, yes, I got it. Yeah, it don't matter. It don't even matter if you rapping or not, nigga. I'ma still, You feel me? I'm still letting nigga hear that
But it's
bit.
not even my best. You shouldn't have sent it to me.
Shouldn't have sent it to me. Even my partners, they be trying rapping. They should be sounding like, nigga, you sound like you been doing this shit.
There is it.
Better believe I'm gonna leak that shit still too. I don't care.
For
It's
sure.
either gonna be a bop on TikTok and niggas just gonna flood that bit, or you gonna have to do something with that motherfucker. Like, hey, honestly, but that's bitch gonna be in somebody's rotation. Some DJ gonna use that motherfucker. Something gonna happen with it. You know, somebody might use it for background music. You know, bruh, just.
Yeah, all that can be leveraged too, but that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation for sure. But yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? A little too. All right. So, as always, this conversation can continue going on all night, but at the end of the day, y'all got to go. So, with that being said, I'm going to pass it off back to the guests so they can reintroduce themselves, tell you where you can go to go lock in with them, tap in, do all that type shit. And even if you want to sprinkle in what's next, go ahead and do that too.
Shit. You already know again, it's your boy King Noodle. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can follow me on IG at King Noodle with 2 G's. On Twitter, X, let me say. X, King Noodle with 2 G's. TikTok, King Noodle with 2 G's. And then y'all can follow the Rude Boy page, RBE4L. That's on Instagram as well. You know, what else? Oh, we got some visuals coming. You know what I'm saying? Songs dropping. Hey, nothing's being held no more.